What is up, gamers? Welcome back to more Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. We're about to start the post-game, so let's see what happens when we load up our game save immediately after finishing the game. And just like most Pokemon games, we are back in our bedroom. Our team has been fully healed. We still got the Salamence with us. Oh, we got an email. Dear Wespert, I have heard you returned from Cinedark Isle. I sent this message as an invitation to the Ore Coliseum. I will be arriving shortly to ask you in The email's cut off. Classic Egan. Let's see what Jovi has to say. Big brother, there's an old man with a really long beard standing outside. Alright, we gotta go hit up your boy. Egan. Except I actually want to put my Togetic back in my party, so we're taking a long way around just in case he challenges us to a battle. Spoiler alert. Immediately upon leaving. I'm not sure if he does or not, but let's see what our mom has to say. Wespert, you're finally going off to the ultimate battle, aren't you? Go get rid of but I already... Okay. I imagine that text changes once we actually capture every single Shadow Pokemon. Because, yeah, we actually haven't done that yet. There's one more Shadow Pokemon left that you need to get to the post game in order to capture. And I believe you have to capture every single other Shadow Pokemon, which we have already done. Don't think we need to purify every single one yet. We just need to have caught all of them, which we have. And I am going to put them in the purification chamber. Oh, and whoops. I got so used to double tapping the A button that I messed it up. Oh, right, Shadow Lugia. So Shadow Lugia can't be purified under normal means. You have to get the tempo of every single chamber to max, which I already did. Doing this is pretty easy. Don't think of it as you have to put Pokemon who beat each other like in a row. Only one of the types actually has to be super effective against the other. Like here's a good example. Like Bug isn't actually super effective against Natu, but all the game cares about is, oh, Bug beats Psychic, so it works. Normal types work special. Normal, because it's not super effective against anything, they just said, normal's good against normal, so it's really easy to just fill a thing full of normal types. Now, I don't know, can I do this while there are other Shadow Pokemon in here? Usually I just do it all by itself, but something's different about Lugia. Nope, it worked. So once you've maxed out that little gauge on every single chamber, all you gotta do is put Lugia in there and press the A button. And it'll instantaneously become purified. Yeah, I don't know. Greevil is bragging about this thing not being able to be purified, but like, it took 2 seconds. I mean, yeah, I prepared beforehand, but anyway, it gets Psycho Boost, which is cool because that's like Deoxys' special move. It comes with Earthquake, I think Hydro Pump as well. But yeah, those moves it can get normally. The Psycho Boost is the real cool thing. I can actually nickname the Lugia. What would I name this one backwards? You know what? I'm going to leave this one up to you guys. Post in the comments what I should nickname Lugia, just for the fun of it. Oh, hi. Hi, Wespert. I heard you succeeded in purifying that Shadow Lugia. Those Cypher Cretins said it couldn't be purified, but you've proven them wrong. It's because you never shirked and you gave it your all. Sincerely, thank you, dear. Okay. Thanks, guys. Nah, big brother, that Shadow Lugia was really hard to purify. Yeah. I swear. Let's take a look at the Lugia. So, without access to those events that don't exist anymore, this is the only way to get Lugia in Gen 3 these days. Well, only easy way, I guess. And it has an adamant nature. That is really bad for it. That is very funny, although it doesn't really matter. It's not like you can use Lugia in any meaningful battle facility or anything, so it's really just a trophy. In fact, Lugia even counts as a mythical Pokemon in this game, or in this generation along with Ho-Oh, so they're not even required to complete the national dex. But hey, It's pretty cool. I got a Lugia. I mean, I have like a million of those because I've beaten this game so many times, but now I have an adamant one. Oh, I didn't put Togetic back in the party, did I? Okay, let me do that. And let me also put something in the purification chamber in that spot that Lugia was in. Usually I do Lugia last, but yeah, you definitely don't have to. Let's put Togetic back in the party. And we're about to fight Egan, who uses a lot of Pikachu. So I don't know if I really want Togetic out there. We'll put Muck. Muck's got Protect, so should be a good combo. Hi, Egan. Have you read the email? Yeah. I panicked and sent the email before I finished it, but I'm glad to hear you've received it. I was inspired by your battle exploits, Westbert, you see. It made me want to have a battle with you. That said, Westbert, there are countless trainers that'd be honored to battle with Cypher's nemesis. I therefore decided to take charge and organize a Coliseum event. Impressed? So he is alluding to the main post-game battle facility thing in this game, but we'll talk more about that once we finish this fight. Egan has a bunch of Pikachu-related Pokemon. I think he just has 2 Pichu, 2 Pikachu, 2 Raichu, or maybe 3 Pikachu or Raichu? I don't remember. Yeah, he leads with 2 Pichu. Not the most threatening Pokemon. Donphan, break their skulls. Look at that massive 202 EXP from feeding those Pichu. I think the Pikachu are level 50. And then Raichu's 55. They're all like 5 levels apart. You know what? Here, this turn we'll switch so that I can Earthquake again. And then, I don't know. It's probably going to be kind of awkward the last turn. Uh-oh, he's trying to use some Thunder shenanigans. That's actually really bad for Togetic. Oh, no! Well... you can take an Earthquake, probably. Goodbye, Pikachu. Goodbye, other Pikachu. Level 48 on Donphan. And here comes the Raichu. And the other Raichu. Unless these have Surf somehow, I think we still just win with Earthquake. But yeah, they are level 55, which is a pretty large level spike. Reevil's highest Pokemon were level 50. But I feel like me and you have a ground type. You're just gonna auto-win this fight. Ooh, this one even has Volt Tackle. Yeah, Generation 3 is actually where Pikachu got access to Volt Tackle. Poor Breloom. Lots of EXP for Donphan. Oh, I knew it, but bravo! I repeat, bravo! So, yeah, he's gonna show us where the Ouray Coliseum is that he organized. slowly walk away. Alright, well, let's go out through the forest, because it's cooler. And let's stop by the Ouray Coliseum. We have a PC here. This is where we can enter, and we can talk to Egan. So, we're not doing this episode. The Ouray Coliseum is the post-game battle facility, sort of similar to something like a battle tower, although a bit different and a bit more interesting. Obviously, everything's going to be double battles, but it's going to be basically VGC rules. You bring 6, and then you both get to see each other's teams, and then you pick 4, and then you battle. This works using the open level rule set that you might be accustomed to in Pokemon Emerald. Important to note, the way open level works in Gen 3, all of the enemy's Pokemon will be raised up to the same level as your highest level Pokemon. So if your highest level Pokemon is level 78, all of the opponent's Pokemon will be level 78. So you want to make sure all your Pokemon are the same level. Also important to note that they will not go below level 60. So if you enter with a bunch of level 54s, you're still going to be fighting level 60s. That's just how open level works in Gen 3. Emerald was the exact same way. If you picked open level with a bunch of level 55s in like the Battle Frontier, you'd still be fighting level 60s. It works the exact same way in this game. Unsurprising, since Emerald and XD came out, around the same time as each other. XD a bit after Emerald. And yeah, that's kind of all I have to say for now. This place is kind of designed for you to bring in Pokemon from your GBA game that were EV trained and that kind of stuff. That said, you don't have to. You definitely can beat it without doing that kind of stuff. But I think I want to go into it using a team from my Game Boy games, because it would be cool. But that's going to have to wait, because I kind of have to train that up eventually, so... But how are we even going to get those Pokemon from our Game Boy game, you may ask? Well, I have something to show you. But first I'm going to heal, except that I'm apparently not close enough to talk to this person. Because Egan beat up my Pokemon. So did I. I earthquaked my own Breloom. That might have happened. So down here in the basement, we have... This is open now. This is the trade center. Yeah, so because we have beaten the game, we can now trade with GBA games. So what we gotta do is put into slot 2 our Game Boy to GameCube adapter. This does work on a Wii. That's how I'm doing this. And then, unless you have one of those like later model Wiis that doesn't have the GameCube slots, but then you wouldn't be able to play this game anyway, so that's irrelevant. Anyway, you gotta make sure you're saved in the Pokemon Center. I'm gonna turn on my Game Boy right now. There we go. And then we just kind of wait for it to connect. And the GBA has this cool little, like, Pokemon XD splash screen on it while we do this. So, yeah, this is my Pokemon Emerald. It just has a bunch of Slowpoke on it right now that I was breeding. And, yeah, we're not going to be trading any of our team over to this yet. But I thought I would just show off this screen and that this is a thing now. So yeah, that's how you're going to trade over your Pokemon. You can't trade over Shadow Pokemon. So you got to make sure you purify your Pokemon first before trading. But that's kind of all there is to that. I think it's also important to remember that if you want to connect Fire Red and Leaf Green, you have to have gotten to the post game, and you have to do the side quest to get the Ruby and the Sapphire. Because Fire Red, Leaf Green refuse to trade with any other game besides themselves if you don't have the Ruby and Sapphire and give it to Celio on one island. So you gotta make sure you do that side quest. As for Emerald, I think you have to be in the post game as well. I know Emerald tends to not like trading with certain things. unless it's in the post-game, so I think you will have to be in the post-game. Pokemon Coliseum, I think you can just trade with anything. I think you trade with Emerald before that. I don't remember. Not as familiar with that, but I think XD definitely like restricts, or Emerald itself like refuses to trade with XD if it's not in the post-game already. Ruby and Sapphire just don't have any restrictions because they were the only Gen 3 games when they were made. Why would they have put restrictions on that? There weren't any other games besides those two out at the time. So yeah, our Mirror B radar went off when we arrived in Gadion. This will happen once you have captured every single other Shadow Pokemon, which will put your number up to 82 here. I'm actually going to save the game. And you won't remember it because I didn't record it, but when we left the Cypher Key Lair, there was a little cutscene where Mirror B's peons ran off with the last Shadow Pokemon they made. And yeah, by catching every single other Shadow Pokemon, we can now challenge Mirror B for one last time, and he will have this final Shadow Pokemon. And now we already know it's Dragonite from the Shadow Radar thing, and Dragonite was also in the credits. So it's not a very well-kept secret as to what the Shadow Pokemon is, but it makes sense it'd be Dragonite. All the other pseudo-legendaries, Metagross, Tyranitar, and Salamence have all been Shadow Pokemon in either this game or Coliseum. So, fitting for the final pseudo-legendary to be the final Shadow Pokemon. Ooh, yeah, see, Follow Me's crazy. It even has priority over Fake Out. It's a shame this will be the last time we hear this banger battle theme. Now, Mirror B does have very high-level Pokemon, as you can see. They're level 57, so this is going to be a little awkward. You know, we'll Helping Hand to try and knock out this other one from full health. Now, speaking of level spikes, Mount Battle. I had been doing that, but once I got to battles 61 and on, there's also a massive level spike there. They definitely intend for you to do 61 through 100 in the post-game, as the Pokemon start being way higher level at that point. And because there's not, like, an amazing place to train, other than, like, just doing battles 51 through 60 in Mount Battle over and over, I guess, to me, the intention really is for you to transfer in your Pokemon from your Game Boy games at this point. XD being kind of like the last Gen 3 game. They just assumed, like, you know, people have trained up Pokemon at this point. Now, that said, not everyone has or had a GameCube at all, or the link cable, but, you know. If you can play this on physical hardware and you can get access to the million different things you need to interact with the Game Boy games, I would highly recommend it. I think it does really enhance the experience in the post-game. But that said, I figured, you know what, we'll do the Mirror B fight with our regular team. Since, honestly, this is probably the last time we're going to be using them. Oh wow, that did a million damage. This fight can be quite difficult if you're like me and you just jumped right into it. Of course, he does just have a million Ludicolo, so... If anything, that might make it harder, though, because if he manages to knock out your only Pokemon that's good against Ludicolo, then, like, you're just kind of screwed. Well, we saw that Sludge Bomb isn't enough by itself to knock it out if it doesn't have Helping Hand support, so we'll do a Mach Punch combo. Hopefully we don't get Hydro Pumped and explode, though. Okay, Ice Punch makes sense. When I was fighting him during one of the Reclaim fights, I think it was when I was catching Electabuzz, one of his Ludicolo has Fire Punch. Why can Ludicolo get Fire Punch? Yeah, I'm glad I have Muck. Muck is very good for this. Whoa, another Ludicolo. Who would have guessed? Alright, well, I imagine they're going to get baited into attacking Flareon, so Flareon, helping hand before you go down. Oh, they actually tried to get rid of Muck. Smart choice, but missed the Hydro Pump. There it is, Dragonite. So Dragonite is unfortunately probably the worst of the pseudo-legendaries at this time. It becomes immediately much better once the physical special split happens, but at this point in time, it's kind of just a big ball of stats, but with nothing crazy because its attack stats its highest stat, but Dragon is special. Kind of weird. Of course, it does get like, you know, Dragonate's an Earthquake, but I don't know. There are other Pokemon that do that. A certain Pokemon named Salamence exists, which is just kind of a strict upgrade to Dragonite at this point in time. But hey, Dragonite's really cool, so it's fine. Well, it's probably gonna knock out one of our Pokemon, so I'll just attack into it with both. So at least one of them will be able to get its attack off and weaken it. Maybe I should have brought Salamence again for this. Nah, I think we'll be fine. Donphan's one of our best Pokemon, and it's still around, so. Do some body slams, and yeah, we'll start throwing Pokeballs. Yeah, I figured I couldn't get that lucky. Oh, wait, that's actually terrifying. That is a spread move. Donphan, you gotta live this, buddy. Okay, good. Can I get paralyzed? That would help a lot. There we go. Well, last time I got a Max Revive, I said maybe these will come in handy, and it's coming in handy right now for sure. I'll revive Togetic because it's kind of bulky. Hopefully it'll be able to take more than one hit. Ugh, yeah, not pretty. Togetic did tank that really well, though. That's good. Alright, well, I'm gonna use another Max Revive. If I'm not using them now, I don't know when I'd use them. Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. Okay, we'll Thunderbolt to keep weakening it and throw some more Pokeballs. You know, let's try a Timer Ball. It's been a little while. Yeah, Timer Balls are crazy. And there we have caught every single Shadow Pokemon. All that I have left to do is to purify them all. And I'm already a good portion of the way there, so it won't take that long. The Purification Chamber just makes things so easy. Like, if you just run around, like do something else maybe, and then just like spin the sea stick around for a bit, things get purified really fast. It does not take long at all. That Shadow Dragonite was Cypher's very last Shadow Pokemon. There's only one thing left to do now. Let's go! Escape! And he was never seen again. That actually might not be true. I think we actually can see him standing around in the post game. In fact, I'm gonna go see if that's a thing right now. Oh, he finds the mirror radar and breaks it. Not that we need it anymore. Ooh, Mr. Mime is ready to be purified. Cool. Again, no more catching anything for us. Unless we want to, I don't know, shiny hunt at the Pokespots. I mean, I guess that's a thing you can do. Pokeballs aren't completely worthless to us. Oh, I spun this the wrong way. Now it's gonna take forever to spin things around again. So what's the plan for my post-game videos here? Well, the Ori Coliseum for sure. That's going to take a while to set up, though, so I wouldn't expect that super soon. I also do want to show the full Mountain Battle Challenge and the reward for doing that. And there's a certain side quest that also opens up in the post-game. However, you have to complete the first round of the Ori Coliseum in order to unlock that side quest. So I can't show that off yet. I don't think I'm going to show off all the battle CDs, but I might do a couple that have noteworthy items. In fact, I think the last thing we'll do is I'll show you one of the battle Cs that you might want to pick up because the reward is pretty good. But before I do that, I want to go in here. Yeah, see, there he is. He is not gone for good. Mirby actually goes and hangs out here once you have beaten him for the last time. I want you. Oh yeah, I'm feeling it. So if you ever want to see Mirby in all of his glory, he will hang out at the little Krabby Cafe here, whatever it's called, for the rest of the time. So yeah, there's a lot of battle CDs that are still spread around the region, some in areas that we couldn't find them before. Like if we go back to the final area, like that final room right before the final room, you know what I mean? That one, like there's a battle CD there now, and there's just a bunch of them. There's 50 in total. I believe there was like a battle CDs 51 through 60. They were either like event only or something, or they were just never released and they're just in the game's code. I forget which it is. If you complete every single battle CD, you get 15,000 Poke Coupons, which is quite a lot, but you can get Poke Coupons pretty quick by blitzing through Mountain Battle as well. Oh, there's actually a person in here. I don't know if she fights you or not. I'm not going to talk to her because I don't want to fight her. I want this. Battle CD 44. By completing Battle CD 44, you get a Salac Berry as a reward. That's really good. Again, Gen 3 doesn't have a lot of great competitive items, so Salac Berry is actually, one of the better ones, honestly. And the fact that you can just get one for free, otherwise it's a really rare berry. So you can pick this up. You could even make more, in your Gen 3 games by planting the berry. You gotta fix your battery to do that, but hey, if you do it, then you can grow more Salac berries. That's cool. Oh, I guess, I never did show off Justy's gym. I just remembered this. Again, I don't like Justy. His whole thing is spamming double team, and it's lame. Maybe we'll beat up Justy at some point. I'm not really in a rush. It's not that interesting. You just fight a bunch of trainers and then Justy in a row. And he likes to use double team. You're not really missing much by me not covering it, I'm gonna be honest. And then I think he gives you the TM for double team. Like, woo! But yeah, that's gonna be it for the first little bonus post-game episode of Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. I'll see you guys all next time.